What's going on, Mr. Chief, Mr. Brother? You need to stop suppressing yourself for others. Now, I'm not saying be arrogant. And I get it, you want them to like you, you want them to respect you. But they're not going to do it if you're trying to please them constantly, because that energy comes across as kind of desperate. Because the thing is, there's nothing better than when you authentically connect to someone because they are themselves and you like that about them. If you get on with someone because they're dulling themselves down, it may be better than if you hated them, but it's never as good. The connection is never as good. Do you know what I mean? Now, what I'm not telling you to do is to, in your day-to-day life, be the most arrogant version of yourself and rub it in people's faces. Be nice. Kill them with kindness. Always be respectful, because that's the biggest thing you can do. But never, ever, ever, ever suppress yourself. There's only a few times when it is absolutely necessary, and that's more suppressing your pride so that someone else can rise if it's necessary. But most of the time, suppressing yourself, you're just doing a detriment to yourself and to the other people, because the person they're getting to know isn't even you. If you feel a type of way about something and it feels wrong not to say it, then say it. Again, don't be brash and don't try and annoy people unless that is a byproduct. But don't do things if it's against your moral code. If you don't like talking to someone, if they're not your cup of tea, you can just leave. Not all rude like, if you've got other things to be doing. Are you prioritizing yourself and your time, or getting people to like you? Because the funny thing, Chief, is if you're suppressed... Sorry, I just need to take a moment. That's a beautiful view. It won't look as good on camera. I literally got distracted by beauty. It's worse things to be distracted by. If you're suppressing yourself, you're going to start to resent the people, because you're going to start to believe that they're suppressing you, and that's not true. You're just scared to be yourself around them. You won't respect yourself. You'll take it out on other people. You'll be grumpy. You'll be less happy. And that's the whole thing. People respect you when you respect yourself. They might not always like you, but like and respect is a completely different thing. It's easy to like someone. It's not easy to respect someone, because real respect is earned. Respect is earned through proving yourself, through doing something. You have to earn your own respect by proving that you are not a little wimp, by actually following through with the things that you're saying to everyone. If you're more of a sayer than a doer, subconsciously it's very likely you won't respect yourself, and you can't fool that. You can't just look in the mirror and say, I respect myself, I'm really cool. No. You got to prove it. You have to prove it. So prove it. So many big talkers nowadays. So many big talkers. Not many doers. That's why I end my video with the same phrase. If you haven't heard it before, you will hear it at the end. And if you have, I appreciate you coming back, Chief. 20 views or 2k views, I'll never stop doing this. Dominance. And if I convinced myself it was anything otherwise, that I'd be suppressing myself. There you go. And again, there's a line. I'm not saying be an idiot, be arrogant. Don't force yourself into every conversation. Don't try and be a big presence. Just be authentic to yourself. That's all it's got to be. Still show more interest in other people than yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are the biggest currency. I'm not contradicting what I've taught before. You should definitely taught, like I'm a teacher, what I've said. You should definitely give people your time, learn about them. That's not suppressing yourself, because some narcissists believe that if they let other people talk, that's suppressing themselves, because they don't get to talk about what they want to talk about. No, that's just called being a nice human being. Suppressing yourself is when you do things that are inauthentic to you because you're scared that other people will reject it. For instance, I would have never started this channel if I suppressed myself out of fear, because of course it was there. Of course it was there. What are they going to think? Just some bold idiot online? Yeah, he's handsome, but he's just chatting stuff. What is he, just another self-improvement copycat? No. because I'm not self-improvement. I'm here just spreading good vibes. I'm just your mate, lad. If you don't like that, then that's your problem. But I'm not suppressing myself. That's why I'm here. And if I took the safe option because I'm scared of what people will think, I'm scared of what some idiot will say online, or some people will find out if they find out of my work or in my personal life. If I was scared of that, which sometimes I am, but if I listen to that, then lad, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am today. Not just on my channel, but in life, because it's a trickle-down effect. There will be days where it's harder to not suppress yourself, days where you feel weaker, but the majority of the time, you need to stay authentic to yourself. Because yes, you very well might push some people away, but if people get pushed away from you being yourself, then do you really want them around anyway? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Because that's the truth, lad. I was forced to suppress myself at my last job. And it hurt. But I managed to stay true to myself anyway in that toxic environment and eventually let myself blossom again. I had to almost suppress my old habits, but sometimes you have to adapt to your environment, and it's hard to tell. I really can't tell you if I suppressed myself to adapt or if it was a mix of suppressing myself and adapting, because both hurt, both are difficult. And I didn't realise how toxic the environment was until I got out of it. Still grateful for everything that I went through there. It's made me more of a man, but you know, I could have definitely been less timid probably at times. But I don't think anyone would have done the same in my position. But I've learned from it, huh? And there are moments where it's easier to suppress yourself because you're scared of what it's like to be on that spotlight of everyone looking at you and be like, look at this guy, what the hell, who the hell does he think he is? But sometimes there are moments where you do just have to step into that spotlight, that you do just have to be true to yourself and put yourself out there, and it's scary. But the reward of that uncomfortability, if that's the word, the reward of feeling that uncomfortable is exponential. You won't see it straight away, but it is. And the valuable people that you attract for being yourself, that's something that you can't replace with money or instant gratification or being liked by someone one day because you fit what their criteria of a good person is. Be yourself, lad, be amazing, and still be a good person. Listen to people, make sure that you're giving people your time and you're more of a listener than a talker. But if it ever comes to a choice where you have the choice to be liked and be yourself, never pick the first. Because being liked is a temporary thing, being respected is a lot harder to lose. Being respected is the important thing. That takes ages to build, to earn respect. It takes ages to build. You can't do that in a day. But once you earn it, it's really hard to lose it. It's the greatest feeling of all. I know which one I'd rather. I felt like I was going to say something else, but I think we're done. I hope you're doing fantastic, Chief. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're tackling the week. I hope you're pushing physically, mentally. Make sure you're continuing to get out on nature. We're in the last month of summer before we go into autumn and plunge into winter, which will be cool in its own way. But there's nothing quite like the sun and being able to be outside like this, you know what I mean? Speak of the devil. I appreciate you, lads. Say less, do more. Hasta luego.